friends, Jewel back again, and I thought we would talk about Pisces woman today. What are some of the characteristics and challenges and gifts that come with having a woman's sun in Pisces? So Pisces is the sign that naturally rules the 12th house, and Neptune is associated with this sign. And so it is very much, a very spiritual energy, Pisces. It's a more introverted, quiet energy, a bit secretive. Women who have their sun in Pisces tend to have that look to them. They have often very watery looking eyes, or it looks like they're just very wet and very reflective, and can have a very translucent look to them. Very light blues or striking blues are very common in people that have their sun in Pisces. Not everybody comes from a genetic pool that's going to have blue eyes, but those who do, their eyes tend to be very striking, and they can they just have this almost this look like you're looking through it almost. So they can have small feet very, very often, or Pisces men tend to have bigger feet. And there's just a more introverted quality to them when you're dealing with them. They can be quieter than the other signs. And they are very much essentially searching for a sense of ego or identity permanence with this particular sign, because we have the identity coming through the lens of a sign that is about non-identity. So there is a more open-minded, a more accepting style when we have a woman's sun in Pisces. And so they're really trying to define who and what they are, where she begins and where others end. It's kind of an open-ended question in the earlier part of the life. And so they're prone to keeping secrets about their abilities because they are really afraid of self-revelation on some level. And they can develop talents or abilities or thoughts or opinions, and they can keep that to themselves. And you can know Pisces women for years, and they'll pull something out of the bag one day that they are knowledgeable about or they can do, and it's just something that they've been keeping to themselves. So they have to have a very safe place if they are going to reveal much about who they really are. You need to provide a really safe environment for Pisces woman in order to have her really open up and reveal the real nuances about her character. And if she does not have that, if that's not provided for her, if she has to provide her own safety, this is a big distraction to women with their sun in Pisces. They have to spend a lot of time creating or making their own safe environment. And it's just so critical that they have that they put themselves into an environment of support and above all safety, especially too with Pisces moon or Cancer moon. It's very important for them to feel like they have that solid base, so they're not, on the sea of change or the sea of not knowing what's coming next or who's going to say what. There has to be a certain amount of predictability in their environment in order for them to feel like they can open up. Because having your sun in Pisces is very much like learning how to walk when you're on a rocking boat. Pisces is water. So, think about somebody, a toddler learning to walk on a boat that's, doing this. And so it's very much learning to negotiate who you are and what you're about, and you have to take off running with that when you've got your sun in Pisces. So it's very much about learning to be honest about who they are and sharing that and learning boundaries between where they begin and where they end, because they can often take on characteristics, especially early in life before they've really solidified more of their own ego strengths. They can take on characteristics of their friends. They can take on characteristics of people that they admire. And so there's more of a question as to who they are, because they can really try to establish that through the mirror of other people, and especially other people's beliefs as well. So it's one where the ego can be very tied into identifying as a victim or a savior. We see a lot of people in general with their sun in Pisces who are therapists, helpers, healers, psychics, people that assist, aid workers, a lot of suns in Pisces. So because they want to be seen as caring and helpful, and we can see this, play out on either end, either being the victim or the savior, and at the same time too, and sometimes just at different times in somebody's life. So it's important that they learn to establish that solid sense of self, so they really don't have to get into these situations. They're very heart-consuming, where they're either saving or feeling victimized. So, they can really stop wasting their time establishing and move on with the business of being. So there's also a myth that all women in Pisces are the most ultra-feminine of all women. You do see quite a bit of that, but there are going to be women that have strong aspects from their sun to Mars or some other masculine aspects. So it's not, all the time, but you could say that it is more common to have women with very ultra-feminine characteristics with their sun in Pisces. But you have to look at everything, because personality, astrology, humans are very complex. So they are basically, at least early in their life, insecure about their own egos, their own characteristics, their own personalities. So they tend to go the route of hiding that or apologizing for that, rather than compensating by acting, capable or strong, like Leo women or Aries women. Pisces women are more apologetic about what they feel they don't have or what they feel that they lack. So learning to not apologize too much and learning who they are, independent of the culture around them, and learning to say no is a big one with people with their sun in Pisces, because they're very much identifying with the characteristics of somebody that is more ready to give, and they can end up just eaten up by other people. So their character is sweet. They're basically very giving people, accepting, often very spiritual. And it's very easy to build rapport with people with their sun in Pisces, because women who have their sun here, they just tend to be more open to really interacting with anybody. There's just a very non-judgmental quality to women that have their sun here. So it's a great place to have the sun if you can learn to control the amount of saying yes that one does. So I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. You can find me on the internet at truthinaspectastrology.com. You can find me on Facebook at Truth in Aspect Astrology. Yes, I do private consultation. Just email for an appointment. And I will be back super soon with more super cool videos. Bye-bye.